Alright, welcome to my Fade Factory Guide. We've done Bind, we've done Haven, and we've done Ascent. Pearl and Icebox will be coming soon. Alright, so let's get into it. So for attacking a site, what I like to do is every round you want to make sure you prowl a main. Even if you have a breach, chambers can still get past it. I mean, not with the new patch, it's a little difficult, but they can still do it. So you want to prowl every single time, because people love holding these angles. And then once you get up to about here, you want to dog it again, because I guarantee you someone will be holding this angle, or this angle, maybe like holding from here. So you want to dog it again, just to keep pushing them back and allow your team to enter site. So I like to prowl it one more time, check all the corners, the box, and you're good to go. Then you will be smoked off, usually by this point. And you want to line up your eye before the smoke gets down, and you want to aim kind of in this area and just throw it, and it gets a lot of sight. So if there's someone hiding behind the box here, anyone holding from stairs, anyone holding from like an off angle from here, anyone peeked out CT, anyone on top of the box, that eye will see, and it will clear a lot of sight. It won't clear under, which is where a lot of people will sit. People love sitting this corner and this corner, but you really just gotta hope your duelists can clear those for you and your team, and you just kind of have to trust them in that sense. If they're not clearing that, you can seize one of them and wait to see the tether, and you clear the corner. Hopefully it doesn't get that bad, but if that happens, then that's what you kind of have to do. So once you get the bomb down, hopefully your team plants here. Usually they'll plant here, but it really depends on how well the site was taken. I like to play in this area just because you have a really good peek on sand, as well as you can kind of jiggle peek CT just for information. But you want to make sure you don't sit here because you'll get wallbanged. People will pre-wallbang it even if they don't know you're there. So you just kind of want to sit back here and just kind of hold this kind of angle and peek a little bit. And if you still have your C's later in the post plant, you can throw it CT. And if someone gets tethered, you can combo that with like a raise nade or a Molotov. And if you get nobody, then you know that there's really no one CT, and you really have to focus like drop and stuff like that. So that is how I take a site from a main side. Alright, so taking a main from a dish side, I don't usually do this, but you definitely can. The first thing you want to do is prowl the right side. What you can do, a little trick to do actually, is prowl but let go of it and run up and scale left side, and the prowl will kind of clear your left side without getting timinged, and you can walk up left side and they think you're still main with your prowl, and you can creep up on them and they won't really expect it coming. And the eye that I like to do from dish, after you break the trip, you want to get into this little corner and you want to aim where these two colors combine, and you just want to jump through. And it lands here, and it sees a lot of sight. It sees box, it sees stairs, sees anyone's sight, anyone holding any box, someone's sand, and anyone holding any off angles here. And it's a really good eye that not a whole lot of people expect, because if they are holding this, it'll be difficult to turn all the way around and shoot it. And that gives your team a lot of time to get on site. And then, with your second prowler, you can clear all of bottom site if you just look at your mini-map and clear all of it. And that's really good for your team. And so that's how I take a site from dish. Alright, so attacking from B main, the eye that I like to do is get on this box, get in this corner, aim on this green patch, and make a triangle with where this little right corner kind of meets the straight wall. So kind of like here, and just make a triangle and jump through. And it lands here, and it sees a lot of sight. And anyone holding from stairs, anyone holding from gets a little bit of tower, anyone holding any off angles here, anyone holding kind of in this area, anyone rotating from CT, like holding your like ops, love to sit right here, and it doesn't really see dice, but you can clear that with your C's, and anyone holding any off angles. So that's kind of the eye that I like to do. Then you always want to prowler the stairs, because people will hold operator angles from there, and so you really want to clear that. This will be smoked usually by the time you get up to top of stairs. But what you can do is your second prowler is clear all of dice. You can clear canteen. You can even clear close left and the cubby. So that's really how you should be taking it. Host plant wise, I love to play tower, just because your utility is really good from tower. Because you can seize canteen, you can throw an eye. There's lots of things you can do from tower. And you can also flank from arcade kind of later into the round and walk up. That's kind of what I usually do. Alright, so now for defending. I really like to go Frenzy on this map just because it's kind of more close quarter. So I like to play just because your prowls are really good here, and you usually will have a raise on this map. And the best combo to do, because most people go A pistol round, is combo with your raise and throw as the round starts. Just throw your C's, and then the nade bounces off, and it hits here. And I've gotten lots of kills doing this, and you'll get a lot of damage as well. And if you tell your raise to fight door, if they throw like nades and stuff, and they throw their Roomba, you can also be a big help here as well by prowling and just holding A main control, because A main control is really one of the more important things on this map. If you can hold down A main, they only have 3 places they can go. And A main is really what a lot of people like to go and a lot of people are comfortable with, but if you make them uncomfortable and not able to go A main because you and your teammate are holding it, that is huge. And this map is really big on rotations, so if you get A main control and you push up and you kind of get past the trip maybe, and you stand in this corner over here, you have a lot of information here, right? Because if you're on the map here, and that means no one's A main, so that your team can just focus on B main here in arcade, and you have a trip dish from your chamber. You've just cut off basically an entire site, and your team can go play B. So that's really how you really want to play here, because she's really an info gathering agent. So that's really what you want to do for your team, especially on this map, because people like to run back and forth through sites all game long. But you need to be careful with how you lurk up, because people like to hold it, and if you do it all the time, people will hold it and you'll get yourself killed. So alright, so now for a retake, you want to line yourself up with this little white strip on the wall. You want to aim right kind of where this pillar is, these 2 pillars kind of meet, and you want to run, jump through, but you want to run for a really short time or else your eye will hit the wall. So like this.
Where are you?
And it lands right here, and it'll see anyone dish, it'll see a lot of sites, and it's a really good eye just for retaking. Alright, so for retake, what you want to do is, I like to retake personally from sand side, because you can seize this corner here, and if it's tethered, you know someone's there. And if you know for a fact someone's there, you can combo it with like a raised nade or a mid molly, and so that's like a really good thing to do, just because a lot of people like to sit in that corner and hold crosses. What you can also do is throw your eye from sand, kind of default. What am I doing? You can also throw your eye from sand to default, and it will catch anyone sitting here. But you need to make sure it gets line of sight, so you need to throw it pretty far. Fuck. Alright, so you can also, from sand, throw your C's back sight, because it will get anyone holding from here. But you need to make sure you throw it far enough so that it has a line of sight on the guy sitting there. You can also throw your C's to the stairs, because people love sitting stairs. And you can even throw it top sight, right, because it gets anyone there. And you have the retake eye, and you have 2 prowlers, and you can clear all of sight. So she's really good for retaking, but you need to make sure you get your utility and you use it correctly and safely, because you don't want to be prowling in the middle of the open and get swung and die. You need to make sure you're in cover. If you throw your eye, you know no one's dish, and you can make sure you're in cover when you're throwing your utility. Alright, so for retaking B, you want to make sure that this is either smoked off or no one's perfectly on site yet. So you want to line yourself up with this tree here, this little patch of tree. You want to aim right here and run jump throw.
I'll find you.
And it'll pop right here, and it'll see anyone hiding here, anyone hiding here, anyone hiding anywhere there on site. So if you get nobody, you know stays clear and you know their tower, because most people play tower. So if you still have a prowler left,
Bring them down.
you can prowl tower, and boom, you're good. And you can even throw C's off the wall, combo with the raise, combo with Molly. And you can even prowl, which I like to do is I like to prowl arcade,
Bring them down.
just because people always sit arcade and teleport back. So that's how you retake B. Alright, thank you for watching my fracture guide. Hope you enjoyed. I'll keep making more. I'll be making a pearl and an icebox one pretty soon. Thank you for watching.
There.